and residents in the city. They had been shutting off water for years, but nowhere on this scale.
Welcome, 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 beloved community. We are back again with yet another installment of the People's Water Board Coalition's Water Wednesdays webcast. As always, I'm here with my beloved co-host, Valerie Jean.
Hi, everyone.
Can't forget our behind-the-scenes tech person, Miss Angelica. She keeps us running smoothly, week after week, consistently. And today, viewers, we bring to you a hot topic show. There's a couple of things that have lit on our radar that we think is important to pass on to the community, and we're here to talk about it today and how it can affect us. And since it's a short show, I'll turn it over to Val and we'll jump right into it.
You know, there's a lot going on as far as water in Michigan and throughout the United States, and we like to keep you abreast of it. We've talked many times about data centers, and these are AI data centers, right, that use up huge amounts of water and things. You can go back to our previous shows, search them, and check out the shows that we've had a handful of shows about data centers and the dangers of them. And so the folks in Ypsilanti and throughout Michigan are organizing an all out against the data centers protests, and they're going to want people to give public comment. So some people will be inside, some people will be outside, and there's going to be, so make yourself a homemade sign. Go and stand with people from all over Michigan. You know, you're invited for it. We're going to share the information all over on our social media, but the protest itself is called All Out Against the Data Centers. It's on June 17th at 5:30 p.m. It's in Ypsilanti, and the address is 7200 South Huron River Drive. So we're wanting folks to come. Folks from all over Michigan are going to be there standing together saying these data centers aren't good for us. They're not good for the water, the amount of water and energy that they use up. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
I agree, Valerie. And then, as if the consumptive usage of water that they do is not enough, the opening or reopening of the Palisades nuclear power plant ties in very closely to the data centers because of the amount of energy it takes to run this AI center. They're going to reopen that nuclear power plant, which is beyond commission. It's a danger to not just the environment directly around it, but we really, even to this day, don't know the full extent of radioactivity on the environment.
No, we don't. The the energy that it uses is water extractive and extensive too,
Yes.
right? So if you're talking about the nuclear, because the nuclear reactors, they need water to keep them cool.
And then that water becomes radioactive.
And it becomes radioactive and put back into the water table.
Exactly.
But for the data centers, right? They need water for cooling the data centers, but the water dissipates after that, and it kind of just goes up into the air, right? So it's not like there's no ever putting it back into the water table in any kind of way.
No.
And it's really, really bad. It's, it's just so the whole operation, the amount of energy, and the amount of water. So we have to stand against this. We have to protect the water. When
you hear us say consumptive use, exactly what Valerie described is what we're talking about. This water being utilized, tremendous, hundreds of millions of gallons of water being used that just dissipates. And because of whatever materials are utilized at this data center, not only is it doing this consumptive water usage, but it's also has the potential to contaminate future water because it goes up into the air. It causes air quality issues. And then when it rains, the water comes through all of this atmospheric damage and contamination and goes back down into our water supply.
Yeah, it's
So it's
it's
just
it's
bad
bad all
all
the way
around.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad all the way around. Even the precious metals that are mined for the computers and the batteries and stuff for the AI data centers, they're use huge amounts of water too
The
to
whole
be able to
process is
refine.
extractive.
Yeah, to be able to refine all of those precious metals. So all the way around, the data centers are bad. We invite people to join us on June 17th and stand together and protect Michiganders. We have more Michigan news, Nicole, right? Some good news coming out of Wyandotte. You want to tell us about it?
Wyandotte has made a collective decision to cut fluoride from its water supply, but the city council is trying to say that there are all these downsides that the residents should know. But to start up from the beginning, Wyandotte fluoridated its water roughly from 1951 until 2015, and then it started using other things similar to fluoride with the same effect. And they're saying it's imperative for water providers to notify the community so that they can be informed better about their oral health decisions. Now, if you've heard one of the previous shows that we did on fluoride, you know that one of the main reasons they started adding fluoride to our drinking water is because so many people had damaged oral hygiene in the early beginning of the 20th century. But if you think about it, a lot of people didn't have they didn't have fluoridated toothpaste back then. They used something similar to tooth powders, things like that didn't have the actual fluoride in it. But now, with the fact that we have toothpaste that have fluoride in them, steeped in them quite a bit, coupled with fluoride in the water, a lot of people are finding that they have overfluoridation of their teeth, which is bad also. It's not like my teeth
Well,
are
fluoride's
super
bad
strong.
anyway. It should have never been being dumped in our water.
Right. And when you
It
think
doesn't.
about it, if you do your research on your own, don't take my word for it.
Definitely do
Fluoride
your
is
research.
sold to the United States from overseas in Asia as toxic waste.
It's important to note that also that when one place goes and makes a point to say, hey, this is bad, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why the community got together
Yes,
and did that. So this is, you can almost guarantee that it was a community decision and they had to push for it. It's important to look into why they did that. And
exactly.
we're going to put a link down below for folks to be able to learn more about the decision that the community made there in Wyandotte.
It was also done the earlier part of 2023 in Santa Clara, California.
So, I mean, these are small communities that got together and said, hey, we don't want this. We want our water safe.
Yeah,
And that's why it's so important to look into it. Jump feet first into it because it's your water too. And it's
exactly.
your health too. It's really important
And
for
I
us to
did
have.
notice the trend that you were saying that it is smaller municipalities and communities.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's easier for smaller municipalities and communities to come together and make decisions because it's a small community, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you can go door to door in a small community and get people and talk to people, have town hall meetings and talk to people in a different way than you can in larger places. But we're
absolutely.
hoping that Wyandotte sets the tone for Michigan and that Michigan overall will start having this conversation and make the right decision,
Absolutely.
and come together and say, no, we don't want this. We want safe, clean, affordable water. And we
Definitely.
don't want stuff dumped in it. There's enough crap that corporations dump in our water as it is. We already
Yeah.
have a massive PFAS problem, a whole bunch of, industry related water issues, right?
Yes, definitely. And I plan
So,
on investigating further because I would like to know the full extent of impacts of fluoridation in water.
yeah.
Like, is that a forever chemical also?
I
Inquiring
mean,
minds do want to know.
these are all
So we're
things that
going
we
to
want to
find
know.
out.
That's right. Well, in other water news, our tech guru, Angelica, has been doing a lot of research regarding nuclear energy.
Yes.
She's become quite the expert on it. So she wrote this. It's just 2 paragraphs, and I'm going to read it. But it's about Trump's executive orders when it comes to nuclear energy. And it's really, really important for us to to talk about that and to think about how it affects us in the water.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to read it. It's just 2 short paragraphs, and we're going to put the link down. We're going to put some links down below for other people to kind of jump all the way in. But there were 4 executive orders signed by Trump that will cause future nuclear devastation. On May 23rd, the White House posted a summary of 5 executive orders signed by Trump, which directly targets the use of nuclear power, setting us back 50 years in U.S. energy policies. The title of that summary being that Trump signs executive orders to usher in a nuclear renaissance, restores cold standard science, which is rather misleading, according to Ed Lyman, a physicist and director of nuclear power safety, who states this push by the Trump administration, as they seek to fast-track the construction of nuclear plants, will weaken critical, independent oversight of the U.S. nuclear industry and poses significant safety and security risks to the public. According to Lena Pence Gunter from Byond Nuclear, the Trump order will also require the reactivation of prematurely shuttered to partially completed nuclear facilities. The former refers to Palisades, 3 Mile Island, and Duane Arnold so far. So you're talking about a lot of places here, right? Currently operating reactors will be expected to add 5 gigawatts of power uprates, which comes with its own set of safety concerns given the age of the U.S. nuclear reactor fleet. Everything has been put on a superhighway to nuclear hell, most notably the cost and risk to our water supplies and ecosystems. The 4 orders signed that we need to be most concerned about are restoring gold standard science, reinvigorating the nuclear industrial base, reforming nuclear reactor testing at the Department of Energy, fighting overcriminalization in federal regulation. Now, there's a lot to talk about there, and it sounds really daunting, and it is about as daunting and scary as anything gets. We're going to have a link below that's called an unacceptable risk to children, and that's kind of a way for you guys to jump in. It's important for folks to understand that we have to know what they're doing to our water and
Our
it's in
environment
our
in
lives, in our
general.
environment. Yeah. And so having executive orders that says, hey, yeah, push nuclear energy. You can go back through Water Wednesday shows. We've done a lot of shows on nuclear energy with a lot of people and learn more, but we also just, do a simple Google search on how bad those things are.
And we also have to understand, regardless of your political preference, decisions made during the current administration are not just going to affect us for the term of this current administration.
No.
It will affect us long after.
Well, look at the people from 3 Mile Island, right?
Exactly.
They got very, very sick, and it was years and years and years still to this day. People are being affected by that. So we have to think about what we already know, what proof and truth is already there.
Yes.
Any final thoughts, Nicole?
Nuclear, I would advise our viewers to seek further information, dig a little deeper, and at the very least, go listen to a song by Gil Scott-Heron called We Almost Lost Detroit.
That's right. That's right. And hook up with Byond Nuclear, our friends here from Craft that are based in Detroit. You can go to their Facebook and their website. But it's really important that you find somebody who is in this fight against nuclear energy, and you jump in feet first, because it really is going to.
And talk to your legislator.
It already affects all of us, and if there was any kind of issues, it affects hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Well, thank you for always going on this journey with me, Nicole.
Of course.
It feels really good that we're in a position that we are able to, on a weekly basis, bring forth the issues, the struggles, and the victories that happen in Michigan, in the United States, and around the world. And we appreciate you all for tuning in. It's really hard times. Look out for each other. Really hard times. Look out for each other, hug each other, hold each other close, and try to stay afloat. Bye.
Bye.